Right then, Tom, let's see if you've done better in this paper than the first. That is correct. That is correct. 2 marks for the first paper, for the first question. That is correct. 102 and 28 are correct. And that's a good reflection, so that's correct as well. So full marks for the first page. That is correct. That's not a rhombus though, that's a rectangle. And that is correct as well, although you've spelt that wrongly. So you get your 2 marks for that, because that is clearly an isosceles. It would be better if you put the little signs on, the little dashes, so that I know that it's those 2 sides that are equal. This question, you have misunderstood what you have to do. You have to just write those down in an order that makes the number that they produce as small as possible. Take a look at how I've explained that on the video clip, and it should make sense what you need to do. Those questions come up quite often, so it's important you get your head around those. They are correct. Now with this one, I'm not going to give you any marks because there's no method there. You have misread the question because actually we are working with £40, not £20. If it was £20, 4 would be the right answer, but because there's no method there and there's a misread, I can't be convinced that you didn't just guess that. So you aren't going to get any marks for that. That's correct, that's correct, that's correct, but that's too far. Okay, that's a long way, 3,500 kilometers. That is what we're looking for the distance between London and Paris. So 3 out of 4 for that one. So for that page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. It's not 2 out of 50. There is only 1 yellow ticket in the drum with a number 7 on it. If the question had said, what's the probability of you getting a number 7, then you would have been right. But because it's the yellow number 7, there's only 1. And that is an excellent explanation for why Harry is correct. 48, 6 more is correct. 160 is not right, and there's no markings on the year 10 on the graph for me to work out what you've done. It's too high an estimate, okay, because that gap there in that little bit of the square is less, they're not the same. So you need to be showing me what number you're using for that, what number you're using for that, and adding them together. So I can't give you the method or the answer there. It has risen because the bar increases each year. No, it's actually fallen, Tom, because if this is our current year 7, last year 7 was here, which was bigger. The year 7 before that was bigger again, the year 7 before that was bigger again, and the year 7 before that was bigger again. So in fact, it's falling every year, not rising. So 2 marks for that question, 4 marks for the page overall. $27 and 57 is correct. Take a look at my video clip for that. You need to be able to cope with questions like that. They come up regularly. This one's wrong. The 5 and the A are joined by a times, and the 3 and the B are joined by a times. So what this becomes is 5 times 6 plus 3 times 4. You then do the multiplying first, because BODMAS, M, becomes before A, multiply becomes before add. So you get 30 add 12, which is 42. So you got 1 mark for that, no marks for that. That is correct. And what you're doing is, as you've seen here, timesing the first number by 4. So this would become 4a. Your answer 18 cubes is wrong, and your units are wrong. This is volume. The units of volume are cm3. And what you do is you count one layer, the layer that you can see. So you can see in this layer here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes times 3 layers is 21. So you should have had 21 cm3. So your number of cubes is wrong and your units are wrong. That's right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the page. This looks good. It's a little bit high. Okay, 130, you've actually got there 140. Okay, 136 would be there. Okay, so you're not accurate enough using your protractors. You need to practice that again. You're not going to get that mark. And what they're looking for here is either the word acute, obtuse, or reflex. The angle you've drawn is bigger than 90, less than 180, so they're looking for the word obtuse. Seven full crates is correct, but there aren't 27 left over, there are 13. So you have got 2 out of 3 for that. What you do with this question is find 1/8 first of all. So how many times does 8 go into 56? 7 times 3, 21. Here, no, you've complicated life there again. First of all, you find 1%, which would be 5. Dividing that by 100, so 7% is 5 times 7, which is 35. 2 for the page. "30 miles is correct. 65 minutes is wrong. What you need to do is work out how many minutes each little square represents. So you're going 60 minutes in 10 little squares, so each little square is 6 minutes, and use that fact. He was driving faster before because the first bar has a higher angle. I'll give you that. What you wanted to say is that the line is steeper in the first part than the second part. So the key word is steeper, but what you've explained there is correct. And 3/4 is wrong. 1 hour 53 minutes is 1 minute out. You haven't written down the times you were using, so I can't see what method you're using or whether you're actually using the right things. Okay, what you should have written down is the 15:29 and the 17:23, and then worked out from there. I'm going to give you one because you are only a minute out, so you're clearly using the right figures. And 21:39 is actually correct, and that's really impressive because not many of the class have got that right so far. Only 2 people have got that right, so that's something that people are struggling with, so well done, Tom. 7 marks for that page. Double it and double it again is correct. They're not both the same. Okay, this is, you need to know how fifths work. Fifths are 20%. Okay, so 1/5 would be 20%, 3/5 would be 60%, so 65% is larger, is what you need to be doing. And you need to know what prime numbers are. Prime numbers are numbers that only have themselves and 1 as factors. So 7 is a prime number because only 7 and 1 go into it. 12 isn't a prime number because 6 goes into it, for example. So you need to explain then and find me an even number which is prime. Watch my video clip for that. Questions like this come up every year and they're not difficult. So it's important you work out how to do that. That one is correct. This one isn't. What you've got there is 0.5 times 120 roughly. So half of 120 is 60. So in fact, it's the same digits, it's the same answer as for part A. And similarly with this one, what you're doing there is roughly 600 divided by 50, which is 12. So you want 11.6 is your answer for that one. So only 1 mark there. 2 marks for the page. Right, so your points are good, so you got your 2 marks for that. It is a positive correlation, so you got your mark for that. Your line of best fit doesn't have to go through 0, 0. Your line of best fit follows the general slope of your points. So because you got that one up there, it's probably going to look something like that. For your line, 320 is 3,400, so that is correct. But to make it better for the examiner, draw that line on. Okay, show me where 320 is and what you're doing with it. Okay, so you were going up to the line there, and then you were going across to there to get your answer. Although 3,400 is just below it, so your line would have been a little bit lower. Okay, that is correct, well done. This one, you've correctly reflected the shape, but your mirror is in the wrong place. They want you to put your mirror there. You've put your mirror on the x-axis. Line x equals 1 is the line where the x coordinate is always 1, which is this line here. Okay, so they want your mirror there, which means the reflection should have been there. So you get 1 mark for a correct reflection, but you lose a mark because your mirror is in the wrong place. Marks for the page 4, 6, 8. That one is correct, well done. That's correct, well done. That one's wrong. You need to be folding your square diagonally so it comes over, and then diagonally again to give you the shape that you need. These are called loci. Watch what I've done in the video, and if you go onto the Jones & Sons site, there's an explanation video there about how you construct loci, and some for you to have a go at. 4 marks on the page. 6n is correct, but you're taking 1 off it, not adding it on. So 1 mark for that. T equals 5r minus 7. No, you got completely the wrong method for that. Have a look at how I've explained it, and again there's practice on Jones & Sons. 1 mark for that. So Tom, for this paper you have scored 7, 15, 19, 24, 26, 33, 35, 43, 47, 48 out of 100, which would be a grade E. If I include your first paper, where you scored 33 out of 100, then in total you have got 70, brain gone dead, 81 out of 200. 81 out of 200 would be a grade F in overall. So there's still quite a long way to go, but hopefully you're picking up every time now some mistakes that you're going to be putting right next time you sit a paper. So we're making good progress. We've gone from 33 last week to 48 this week. If you keep improving like that, then there's not going to be too much to worry about.